Good evening. Welcome everybody to the City of Statham work session, October 10th, 2019. We'll call the meeting to order. The first item on the agenda is the 2019 property tax millage rate.
No. Okay. 2019 millage rate. Ash, you should have a sheet from you that they should have given you. We went down 0.162 on the millage. So last year was 4.355, and this year is 4.193. And then also the value also went up by 5 million. So it might be equal up about the same as last year. Unless you guys have anything else. Increase or stay the same as last year or keep it.
It's going to stay about the same.
I mean, the mill was 4.193. It went down from last year. Yeah.
Down to 18 also. I'll read what we have here just to help everyone understand. It says the City City of Statham does hereby announce the millage rate will be set at its meeting to be held at Statham City Hall on October 15th, 2019, immediately following a public hearing at 7 p.m. Pursuant to the requirements of OCGA, do hereby publish the following presentation of the current year's tax digest and levy, along with a history of the tax digest and the levy for the past 5 years. And these are available if anybody wants to come look. It shows the ups and downs of our millage rate over the last 5 years. I think it's good that it's going down. I hope the trend continues. Is there any discussion on the millage rate?
I just want to clarify, I think what Maya was saying is that with the lower millage rate and the increase in the property values, that those two will negate, pretty much that those two will negate each other out, and that we're looking at the income for the city as being relevant to what it was last year.
Yeah, something like that.
Does the budget fall within the realm of the millage as it's assigned?
Well, we haven't actually generated the tax bill, so I don't have that.
Right,
yet.
but I mean, does it,
Yeah.
if you were to take an average of the income, it falls within the budgeted amount for the,
Yeah.
for the next year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other discussion or questions or comments on the millage rate? Okay, we can move on to the next item. The Pillar Award recipient.
Yeah, I need you guys to make a recommendation on that. The mayor has not given me any name, or Perry, so you guys come up with a name and then you guys can pick somebody by Tuesday. Tuesday, yeah, Tuesday.
Is this for the counties?
No, this is for the mayor's annual mayor's association dinner. So just think about a name, somebody to recommend. Okay, and the next item is Lakes of Statham. They have a cancel at last minute, so nobody's here. Okay, and number 4 is the water agreement with Weiner, the city of Weiner, and you all should have a copy of the draft agreement. The city of Weiner is going to sell us 150,000 gallons a day. The first 30,000 gallons will be at $1 per 1,000 gallons, and then anything above 30,000 gallons will be at $3.50 per 1,000 gallons. Okay, and the max they can sell us is 150,000 per day.
Is that their capacity then?
That's what they can sell us, yeah, the capacity they can sell us, which is, very, much lower than the county. But, it won't be as much as what we purchased from the county.
Okay, so just to look at this real quick, 150,000 gallons. So at 100,000 is $1.
First 30,000 gallons is $1 per 1,000 gallons.
Okay.
The first 30,000 or first 30?
No, the first 30,000.
First 30,000?
Yes, it's at $1 per 1,000, per 100,000, per 1,000 gallons. On page 4, if you're looking at the contract.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
A rough idea of what is our average, the city's average water usage per month?
Jordan, can you answer that
Per
question?
month or per day?
Well, since we're talking about the month, those prices
Per day.
go by the month, right? Or by the
These
day?
prices.
This is per day.
Okay, by the day, I'm sorry.
Right now in the summertime, especially in that rain, it's roughly 300,000.
300,000, okay.
Did you say that was per day, Jordan?
Yes.
So that's not very
How much water are we buying from, Barrett County right now?
0.89 million a month.
2 million, about 2 million a week.
Roughly.
Okay.
You guys have any other questions?
What's the price?
It's about 15,000.
Moving on to number 5. Veto of the relocation of Statham Police Department, due to insufficient funds in the budget to, renovate that. Say anything on the 5?
Due to insufficient funds in the budget is why it was vetoed. But we have money in the building department that could be used on the house up there. But the dates have changed, so we don't have to jump up here and make a decision in the next couple of days because the library has given us until April the 1st before they will need the police department. So it will have to come back up in Tuesday night's meeting. White Thomas will be voted on.
It's got, the charter says that vetoed resolutions and ordinances are placed before the council at the next regular meeting. It takes 4 affirmative votes to override.
Quick question. Was there a budgetary decision made on what the cost would be to actually complete the renovation? Has somebody gone in and got an estimate for that? Do we have an estimate as far as what that cost will be?
That I don't know.
No, we haven't.
Okay. So it sounds like a veto would be a pretty smart move.
Well, Ben McIntyre from the Piedmont Regional Library filed an extension and gave us until April 1st for a little breathing room. So, I mean, we're rearranging some major assets from the city, and I think this is a good move from the library's part, from the city's part. We can all take a deep breath. We can carefully consider what we're about to do, and make a good informed decision. So in April, we can work on this from now until February, so or March, so we make a decision. So
Like we've been working on it for 6 months, we need to do something and move forward. And waiting until after Christmas, we're gonna be starting over doing the same thing we're doing now. We're gonna be sitting here wondering what is.
well, not everybody's in favor of the house
I know that.
being City Hall, so we have to explore the other options that are available to the city and the citizens for City Hall, for the police department. There's lots and lots of things to consider. I
But why
agree.
haven't you already considered it? We've been talking about this forever.
We have been talking about it forever, but there's $2,000 in the line item for the budget for the house. And you can't move money for line items in a budget unless it's an emergency, if I understand correctly. And the house, moving City Hall up to the house is not an emergency.
Well, I think it's getting close to being an emergency because the police department needs to know what's going on. So they can start planning. We have 65 in the building fund that we can use. All we gotta do is designate it for the house.
Wouldn't it be a reasonable idea to get an estimate as to the overall cost for completing that? Not just as completing the building for habitation, but also making sure that we have security for the employees, because you're expecting the employees to move into an environment that has potential of less security than you have in the city hall here. I mean, the security here is not perfect, but it's better than an open living room to a house for the person that is sitting at that desk. And really, the security of the personnel is probably foremost, should be our foremost concern.
I have a
Well,
question,
if
please.
we move forward and go up there, I'm sure that we will take care of it.
If the veto stands and there's not an overriding vote, what's the plans for the House? Are you gonna wait on doing anything for it until the next administration, or are we planning to do something different, assuming the veto stands?
Well, I'm not gonna vote against the veto, and it takes 4 votes. So the veto will stand even if we did have 3 votes to override the veto. So
Would,
I think it's best that the city wait till the new mayor and administration get in place, and new council members will get established as a new council, mayor, city administration, whatever happens, happens. And then we can make a decision as a new mayor and council on what we do, and what we do with this move.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think we need to jump into anything too fast.
Isn't it, Joe?
I also would suggest that if you wanted to do something in the meantime, that you get at least 3 valid bids. So if the new administration came in and decided to move forward, they have more data available to them. Because I would think most companies would give you those bids without a charge involved. Anybody can estimate what it would cost, but from what I've seen online of the pictures, it would take a lot of money to turn that into offices. And my understanding is it doesn't have a functional plumbing system right now. So that's a big issue. But, you know, to just say, well, we can do $35,000 in renovation, and you don't have at least 3 bids, I don't think that's a prudent move either. Just a suggestion from.
You should
So
also,
right now, they're talking about redoing City Hall and putting up some petitions. It wasn't discussed with us, but I did see the drawing, and adding on another office, but everybody is telling me, well, it's gonna be temporary. Well, why are we gonna throw away a bunch of money for temporary, when it should go somewhere and be a permanent fixture? Even if we have to build on the side here, I don't see doing a temporary fix.
Well, given the time frame, you probably are, I have a problem believing that we didn't know that this had to happen just in the last 4 to 6 weeks.
Oh, that's what I meant when I said we've been knowing it. And nothing, you know, we've talked about it being retained, but we talked about it some more. But that's not got anything done. And
But
that's what I'm
Well,
saying.
let's not
we
forget,
should.
I'm sorry.
That's why we should make up our mind and move forward with something permanent, not just a temporary fix. I mean, that's my opinion. And I know my veto is, my vote the other night is gonna get knocked out. But I still have an opinion, whether my vote is any good or not.
You also gotta put in play, like he was talking about the security. You know, that in itself is gonna require, some money to come into play just for the security for City Hall. And so that's not a temporary fix. You've gotta get bids on that in itself, just making
No, I'm
sure.
talking about if they do it here.
Yeah, but I'm just
Here,
saying.
It's temporary.
That's true, but also, you gotta have security
I know
in
that.
place down there too, which is gonna cost money, and that in itself is gonna take bids for that to
But it
happen.
would be permanent, it wouldn't be temporary.
Eventually, yes, but like, I agree, really, we have what, till April the 1st? Is I correct? And is that what, am I correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So a quick question. If we were looking for permanence, okay, if you're looking for permanence, why should we make a double move? If we should, I'm not saying we would be, because this will obviously go into the next administration, but if we're so wrapped up in maintaining this house as a part of the city of Statham's property, why can we not move the police department to the house?
I've asked that question too.
I don't know what, obviously, we've got to go through the bid process. There's no question about it. As a matter of fact, I believe by law, you're required to maintain at least 3 bids on a property, okay? Those are the mandatory requirements that are there, okay? You help decrease the security requirements by possibly moving the police department into the house. I'm not saying I'm for moving them into the house. I don't know enough yet about what we have available to us, because I know at the last council meeting, there were 2 other options that were proposed, okay? And obviously you'd have to look into them a little further, but if you had a position where that became the police department, at some point, you were deciding to migrate the city to that house, it would already have the security issues already in place, okay? Because you must secure the police department. There has to be limited access, like I went in to register my golf cart. There is limited access to the administrator there, so those will already have been achieved. I think these are the things that are options that are available to us, and there's time to pursue those, and still meet the needs of the library.
That was my point earlier, was that we have enough time now where we didn't before. So now we cannot make any knee-jerk moves. with
Can I make a
the city's
suggestion?
assets.
Too
And
many unanswered.
let's just move on to the next item.
Well, just let me make this one suggestion.
We could talk about this for days,
Well, just-
about our options.
Let me make this
Until we
one
get-
suggestion.
Until we get some votes, until we get.
Why don't we get
until we get a new
estimates?
administration, I don't think it's worth wasting anybody's time, talking about. The
Well-
city swerved all over the road about this house. We voted to sell it, we voted to keep it, we voted to make it city hall. I mean, we've been all over the road, and I don't think it'd be a good idea to move any further forward on the house at 1921 Broad Street at this time.
As a suggestion was made, why not have estimates? You get free estimates and go both directions. Have estimates for it as becoming the police department or as city hall. Have those estimates made up. You can get those, you basically get those for free. So that as Joe said, there'll be numbers and approaches available at the beginning of the year so that they can be moved forward on, whether that's chosen or not.
Thanks. Next item?
Okay,
The next item is the 2020 GMIBS. It's the life and health policies of the employees. For 2020, the rates are going to stay the same. They're not going to go up. You have that chart in front of you.
So our insurance rates are gonna stay the same?
They're gonna stay the same for everything. Dental, video, and everything.
Okay, any discussion needed?
I got a question. Karen,
Sure.
I know what you just said on the 2020 renewal. So we have searched out the best plan for what's best for the employees on this 2020 renewal, or do we have any other options that could reduce their?
We are looking at some additional coverage from Aflac, but this will still remain the same act like it's just gonna be a coverage that's gonna supplement some of the stuff that's in here.
But this is our best option.
Yeah,
Yeah.
GMIB
okay.
is the best option
Okay.
for the size that we have,
Okay.
yes. Okay. And number 7 has been canceled. Okay, so we're moving on to number 8, Joe Piper. If you would like to talk about water.
I just wanted a clarification on the water rate that you were talking about. You said it's $1 for the first 1,000, $1 per gallon?
No, the first 30,000 gallons is $1 per 1,000 gallons.
Okay. And then after that?
Yeah, after the 30,000, it's $3.50 per 1,000 gallons. That's how they bill. And county bills the same way, by the per 1,000 gallons.
Okay. I've gone up and down Broad Street several times, and there's a house, 1957, that has a hydrant that's probably pumping somewhere between 5 and 10 gallons every minute. And I know that I mentioned it when I was in here one day, paid a water bill. And I know of at least 2 other citizens that have brought it to someone's attention here. So, based on what you're saying, if you take a little bit of mathematics and find out that that's about 73,500 in the last 6 months that has gone down probably underneath that roadway, which is in front of the school. And I would hate to think that a bus might go into a sinkhole. But if that isn't happening, there is a lot of water that is being wasted, and you can hear it when you walk by. And I went there today to see if it had been cleared up, and it's still not cleared up. So we're buying water from another facility, and we basically are letting our faucets run in our own home. So,
That such situation is being taken care of right now. We're just waiting for the part to be here. I'll let Jordan elaborate a little bit on that.
Instead of having that box placed on the hydrant being alive all the time, we have a flush box in order to be here in the next week or so that will be installed on the main, and that will not be on that hydrant. The reason the hydrant hasn't been set down is because there's no valve to isolate it, and no way to cut off Broad Street to move in the hydrant.
it's just a lot of water. I think about it, 6 months.
I talked to a citizen about 3 weeks ago, and she said the same thing. They said that they had ordered a part for it, and it should be any day now. And that was, just saying, and she lives right across the street from school.
That would basically be that $30,000 $30,000 gallons, which that would be that new water, that pipe.
Moving on to number 9.
Wait, I wanted to speak a little bit on the water. That'd be all right. That'd be okay.
I guess you're not on the agenda to talk.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, so,
No problem.
okay, number 9 is canceled, okay, right? Number 9 is also canceled, so we have number 10, Gary Venable. Let's talk about tree committee business.
Good day, Gary Venable, 2021 Broad Street. Here on behalf of the tree committee tonight. They've asked me to bring a couple of items before you. As we had talked about the last meeting, there is a tree removal easement that has a sentence at the very end. The sentence reads, "I hereby release, waive any claims that you have against the city as officers agents and employees, whether such claims are known or unknown, arising from the removal of a tree. The tree committee is requesting that city council votes on the next meeting to remove that line from the tree removal easement. Does anybody have any questions?
Thomas, we talked about that last month, right? And the mayor was just going, we were just gonna do away with the city's involvement with tree removal and our contractors only, if I remember. So we can still remove that from, we can remove that final sentence out of the agreement. Okay. We'll vote on that. We'll put that on the agenda for Tuesday.
And then that brings us to the second request, which is the tree committee has requested that any contracts between the city and tree removal companies or tree surgeons, whatever you want to call them, to please have language put in there to ensure that they're licensed by the insurer. And we want to thank you guys for grinding the stumps. Notice that the stumps have been taken down in some of the areas that we were hoping to plant trees very shortly, very soon. And I'm not sure if there's any remaining stumps. Have anyone's contacted about it.
Yeah.
So I believe that's taken care of. There's also a possibility that we'll have to ask the council to remove one more tree. We have an individual that is working with the power company, the city power company,